Are you all right? Were we too late? Why has he...
He's the third one today.
What's going on?
We've had several unexplained deaths these last few days. It seems like people are dying right after hearing the Order of Lorelei read the score. It's not an injury. Even the healers can't cure it. Maybe it's a disease?
That's strange. Ion commanded the Order to stop public readings.
Well, they started back up just before this miasma stuff started appearing again. A traveling scorer arrived. I asked for a reading myself.
Do you know where that scorer is now?
I think he headed off towards Batical.
The deaths may be the result of extracting the replica data through Fomicry.
What makes you say that?
During our experiments, we observed that within a week of having their data extracted, some originals died or exhibited physical disorders. The conditions of that man's death closely resembled those of the test subjects that didn't survive.
If someone really is extracting replica data from people, we have to stop them. This world doesn't need any more cases of Ash and me. Let's talk to Spinoza and then find that traveling scorer.
Oh, now it's you. Things have really gone from bad to worse here.
Have the core's vibrations gotten too intense for the Tartars to suppress?
Yes. At this rate, there will be nothing to prevent the Earth's liquefaction.
The miasma, the liquefaction. The cloth is going back to the way it was. And the passage rings have stopped working, so we can't form the dividing line anymore. I guess we should start thinking of ways to actually destroy the miasma.
Precisely. How about using your hyperresonance, Luke?
But I thought hyperresonance couldn't destroy the miasma.
Hyperresonance can break down matter to an atomic level. I'm no specialist, but it's possible in theory.
Based on the hyperresonance that destroyed Axariuth, they do seem to be quite powerful.
By the way, from your greeting, I assume we're not your first visitors today?
Ash came by to research the flow of seventh phonons since the land was lowered.
Ash? Ash was here?
Where did he go?
He was staring intently at the Sephiroth measurements we'd taken here.
That was the data from Mount Ronil.
Shall we take a look?
Yeah, we'll hit Batical after. For now, let's follow Ash. Jade, about that idea of using a hyperresonance on the miasma.
It was a ludicrous idea. Forget about it.
But if it could really neutralize the miasma...
Have you forgotten? You're a replica, unable to fully control your hyperresonance. One wrong move, and you would die.
Well, then maybe Ash could do it. If we see him on Mount Ronil...
My apologies. I was unclear. It doesn't matter if it's the original or not. No one could cause a hyperresonance strong enough to destroy all of the miasma on the planet. If he had something to amplify his powers, it might be a different story.
Like what?
You don't know when to give up, do you? Something that would reduce the strain on the body when manipulating hyperresonance.
You're stalling! Like what?
The Sword of Lorelei, for one. One could gather a large amount of seventh phonons with that.
And another?
Any large quantity of seventh phonons. Let's see. Kill around 10,000 seventh phonists, or at least potential seventh phonists. Of course, the recoil from the hyperresonance would cause phonon separation, killing the user as well. The miasma would disappear at the cost of 10,000 lives. A small price to some.
But that's...
Impossible, obviously. Which is why I told you to forget it.
Is Ash really out here? Things would be easier if I could just call out to him like he does to me.
Nothing you can do about it. Let's start by checking the Sephiroth further on.
Oh my, are you kids looking for the Jewel of Lorelei too?
How do you know about the Jewel of Lorelei?
Because Ash never shuts up.
Apparently you all failed to get the jewel. Ash was awful mad.
So is Ash here then?
You know, he drones on and on about Natalia this, Natalia that. Now you're droning on and on about Ash this, Ash that. How touching.
60% is Natalia, 30 is the replica, and the rest is Van. Add that all up, and you've got everything the boss ever talks about.
I can totally imagine.
Indeed.
Anyway, that means that Ash is here, right?
He's looking for the jewel inside. We were told to wait out here.
Let's go after him. We'll get him on our side this time.
I just know this is going to end in an argument.
I won't hold back.
Bring it on! Infernal prison!
You're mine!
Now!
Von Sheer manage to get out alive?
Apparently so.
Why would the Major be cooperating with Mose? Their goals were completely opposite.
They've already cooperated several times. Perhaps it suits their respective purposes. Or they may both simply be using one another.
Mose thinks the God Generals follow him, but the God Generals seem to have other ideas.
What's this? ND 1999, in commemoration of the birth of my daughter, Meryl.
What is it, Luke? Find something?
No, just some trash.
Uh-huh.
Meryl, that was Natalia's real name, right? The birth year is the same, too.
I'm sorry. We stopped because of all my chatter. Let's hurry onward.
Sign of the jewel here, either. Is that sword the key of Lorelei? You again.
Ash, please tell us. Where is Lorelei being kept? Is Van still alive?
You can contact Lorelei, right? You know where it is, don't you? No, I haven't heard Lorelei since the land was lowered. It won't respond to me either. So it's no use, even to an original.
In that case, would you at least tell us what you know?
Ash, please?
From the start, Lorelei has wanted to be freed from the core. Lorelei contacted us because it thought staying in the core would harm the planet.
That's what Lorelei was saying when it inhabited Tyr's body.
So Lorelei is being held within the planet's core?
No, not anymore. It disappeared from the core when you defeated Van. Then where? During our final contact, Lorelei said it had been trapped inside Van.
So my brother is alive.
But the Commandant was really hurt. How could he have possibly...
I don't know, but Van's absorbed Lorelei into his body. The seventh phonon has the power to heal. I suppose Van was lucky.
So freeing Lorelei means freeing it from within Van?
That's right. Lorelei wants to leave Aldrin's gravity and become the seventh layer of the phone belt. I'm looking for the jewel of Lorelei to help make that happen. This sword won't work as the key without the jewel inlaid into it. Oh, yeah, Lorelei said to use the key to free it.
Just like in Yulia's legends, you imbue the key with the essence of Lorelei and guide it to the phone belt.
But where is the jewel? It's your fault! If you had gotten the key from Lorelei, none of this would have happened. Me? It must have flown out through one of the Sephiroth. The God Generals are looking for it too. If those bastards get to the key first, we won't be able to set Lorelei free.
If we can't free Lorelei, the planet storm will grow stronger to create more seventh phonons.
Destroying the world.
Exactly. Ash, wait up! Where are you going? The jewel wasn't here either. I'm looking somewhere else. Then we'll look with you. I have no intention of getting friendly with a replica. It's because I'm just a replica that I need your help. Do you really think you have any right to say that?
Stop it. This is no time for the two of you to be arguing.
I'm going on to the next Sephiroth. That's the only way I'll find the jewel you failed to receive. You all do whatever you want. I suppose I could let you know if I find something.
Let's leave the jewel to Ash and head on to Batical to look for that scorer, shall we?
Fine. So once again, Ash and I go our separate ways. Why does it always end like this?
Don't you realize?
Huh?
Never mind. Enemies just can't keep up with me.
at your best?
Don't get sloppy. Oh, dark and strong. Loose my blade and run mine enemies
You're no match for us.
Prepare yourself. Bring it on. Tempest! Oh, flames of hell, remake my enemies and ignite fire.
You're mine! Now, die! Who's next?
Mighty explosion. Enemy can't win. Farewell.
Oh, how pitiful. What's with all the commotion?
Hey, what happened?
They arrested that criminal Mose and brought him in from Doth.
What?
But then he got away. They're closing off the perimeter and starting a citywide search.
Which means that Mose is still somewhere within Batical.
All right, let's search for Mose, too.
can't afford to be captured here with Eldrand almost arisen.
Stop! Mose!
Turn yourself into the Order of Lorelei and face the consequences of your crimes.
Please! Those who must atone for their crimes are you fools who would ignore the score! I am right! How can you not understand?
Of course you are, Grand Maestro.
Ah, Dist!
Dist, perhaps I ought to have left you permanently frozen.
Silence, you! You always break your promises! You never play fair! Now, Mose, let's leave this riffraff behind and proceed to Eldrand.
Wait, Dist! The power of the Phone Master shall be mine, here and now!
Perhaps the austere majesty of Eldrand would make a more fitting stage.
I'll reveal my new might to these fools who have lost sight of how the world should be!
In that case, by all means.
Dist, what are you thinking? That art!
Silence! Mose has decided this for himself. You have no right to interfere.
What the hell?
It's just like my eyes. He's strengthening his phonic arts by inscribing a phonic glyph on himself to gather phonons. But that's the phonic glyph to gather the 7th phonon.
But if that's inscribed on someone who can't use the 7th phonon, every phonon in their body would mutate.
This! What have I become?
Your body has simply taken a more suitable form to prevent your 7th phonons from going out of control. Have no fear. Your powers are now truly those of a Phone Master.
I can feel it surging within me. So this is the power of Julia. I'm heading straight to Eldrand from here. See that you follow shortly.
To think a human could become something so hideous.
When the 7th phonon is implanted in one who cannot use it, his body rejects it, leading to madness.
Mose desired the power of a Phone Master above all else. I'm sure he won't mind. Personally, I'm satisfied to perform experiments regardless of the subject.
So that bastard Mose would become a monster to protect the score.
Speaking of the score, where did that traveler giving illegal readings go?
Perhaps he's moved on to a new city. We should report to the Order about him. And Mose.
That's fine, but who's in charge of the Order of Lorelei these days?
I'm not sure. Perhaps it's grandfather now.
Nobody in Doth has any idea of what's going on. I say we talk to Teodoro.
You're right. What's going to happen to the Order?
Sorry, as long as we're in Batical, I'd like to go see His Majesty.
Oh, you're right. Yes, let's go.
Well, that didn't work. It's not like I can mention this locket in front of Natalia.
Luke, we're leaving now.
Yeah. Majesty alone.
My, what's wrong? Is it something we shouldn't know about?
Well, not exactly.
You're such a bad liar. Just tell her.
Guy!
Truth is, Natalia, he's got a letter of a personal nature from Emperor Peony.
But why hide it?
This is highly confidential. His Imperial Majesty is considering making you his bride.
Me? But I've got Luke. And Ash, too, I suppose. Oh, what to do?
Natalia, you can't have both. No fair.
Anyway, he asked that the letter get to your father without you knowing.
Now I understand. Very well. I'll be waiting here.
Thank you for understanding. Well, Luke, shall we?
Huh? No, but I was going to go alone.
Now, don't be stubborn. Let's go.
Then we're coming too.
Right.
Hold on. Guy, Jade, Annis, fine. Tear?
I'm sorry, it just kind of happened.
It's that locket you found on Mount Ronil, isn't it?
Yeah. I guess you noticed.
You were standing there staring at some locket you found looking like somebody just died.
He's right. Sometimes one just can't help being curious.
Yep.
Just don't tell Natalia.
What's going on, Luke? I don't see Natalia with you.
Your Majesty, please take a look at this.
This is...
I don't know what Natalia looked like as a baby, so I thought maybe Your Majesty could...
This is Natalia. I'm almost certain of it. Where did you find this?
On Mount Ronil, at the spot where we and the God Generals were caught in that avalanche.
I think I've seen that before. I could have sworn that Largo...
Are you sure? Well, Largo is about the only possible candidate, but...
I hear that Natalia's childhood wet nurse is away on leave. I hear she's now working for Aster in Cassidonia. Try to speak with her.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Do you plan to tell Natalia?
What would Your Majesty have us do?
I don't know. Perhaps it would be best to tell her. But if it is indeed Largo...
We'll report to Your Majesty again once we have a solid answer.
Thank you. Luke, what's with all this Your Majesty business? It's unlike you.
Well, I'm just a replica.
Oh, don't be foolish. You're still a nephew to me.
Yes, sir.
This is quite a surprise. To think that Natalia could be Largo's daughter.
Nothing is sure yet.
But it will be so hard for her if it is true.
So, are we going to Cassidonia? Be careful. Natalia will catch on eventually.
What about that score performing illicit readings? How about we tell her we heard the score was headed for Cassidonia?
Nice. Natalia should go along with that.
But we're going to have to tell her sometime, right? She'll probably be really hurt.
Yes. It's hard to face one's own blood as an enemy.
Right, and Natalia in particular has a fragile side to her that makes me worry.